Good morning. So today what we're going to be talking about is surface area. So surface area is the area around a 3D object. So it can be a lot of different things, but the main thing that we're going to be doing today is identifying each side and what shape it is and what formula we need to use to find that area. Okay? Alright, so when we're finding surface area of a prism, okay, what we are going to do first is we need to identify the top, bottom, front, back, right, and left side, which makes a grand total of 6 sides. Okay, we need to be able to identify each side of the prism because we need to find the area for all sides of the prism or the 3D object. So I've labeled everything with a numbering system. So 1 is going to be our top, and then I go to 2, which is our bottom, and they should be the exact same area. And then 3 and 4, the front and back, they will also be the same area. Then we will have 5 and 6, which is the left and right, and they will also be the same area. Okay, so sometimes these areas will repeat with certain shapes, sometimes they won't. Okay, so we just need to be ready for that. Alright, let's start with an example. Alright, so step 1, we need to find the area for each side of our 3D shape. So I'm going to start with the top, and I notice that the width is 10 and the length is 25. So those are going to be the same dimensions for the top as they are for the bottom. So the area for the top will be 10 times 25, which is 250. Well, then the bottom is going to be identical to that. So that will also be 10 times 25, which is 250. Next, we're going to deal with the front and the back. So I notice that that's dealing with the width and the height. So that'll be a 10 times 10, which is 100. And so then the back will also be 10 times 10, which is 100. Next leaves me my right and left. So in the dimensions that we're using for the right and left side is the height and the length. So that is also a 10 times 25, which will be 250, and then the left will also be 10 times 25, which is 250. Alright, so then that takes us to step 2. In step 2, we have to take the area from each side and add them all together. So in this case, I notice 100 plus 100 is going to be equal to 200. Then I notice I have 4 250. So instead of just adding those all together, I'm just going to take 250 times 4, which is 1,000. So then I got to take 1,000 plus 200, which is equal to 1,200, or 1,200. So then the surface area for this rectangular prism is 1,200 square inches. Okay? Alright guys, that's how you find the surface area of an object. Things that can change is whether you have like a circle on one end or not, or maybe you have a triangle on each end. Okay, so then the only thing we need to really change is when we're finding the area of those surfaces is use the area formula for a circle or the area formula for a triangle. Then nothing else really changes for us. It's still the same steps, find the area of each side, and then add those areas together. Where this is used at in real life is anytime you want to paint an object, you kind of need to know the surface area of the object in order to buy the correct amount of paint. Okay? Or if you're wanting to coat something. These are any everyday things that are used all the time, and they're just what you have to take into account is how much surface area an object has in order to be able to completely cover that object. Alright, so your challenge today is to find some 3D objects that are prisms in your house. And these can be anything. Like it could be a rectangular prism like what we dealt with, or it could be a cylinder, or it could be a triangular prism. Okay, so be creative. If you cannot find any of these things, I will be more than happy to send you a copy of some of the 3D objects that I have around my house that you can find. Alright? So, you guys, good luck. If you need help, let me know.